Welcome to our living room and these beautiful red roses. My roses are just so glorious right now.
Ooh, this one, Joyce.
Yes.
Oh,
That
Mr.
one,
Lincoln?
Yes, that one is called Mr. Lincoln. And it does have the most beautiful smell, I think, of all the roses. Anyway, thought you had enjoyed these. So, today I'm going to be talking about dreams and the wonderful thing about making your dreams come true. So I have two stories, actually. The first is about us. And when we were 27 and we were in Chamonix, France with the Sufis, we had this dream that one day we would own a piece of land and people could come and camp and we could do our work in one place. And we were just so inspired by this. So we came back to this country and we decided that we would live on the West Coast, and we took our bus and drove all the way across the country. And our first stop was Grass Valley, I think. Grass Valley?
Nevada City.
Yeah. And we bought 20 acres, like within a couple of days. We didn't do any of the checking in, all the things that you're supposed to do, and it just really wasn't appropriate, and we dropped out of that. But that's how big our vision was. Then we decided to live in Santa Cruz, where we are living now, Aptos actually, and we bought another piece of land right away. This was 13 acres, was it?
I had 12 acres, yeah.
And it was what we didn't look at is it was very steep. What we did look at is the 12 acres ran along a beautiful creek, just glorious.
Let me just add one thing. When we were in Chamonix, we actually stayed for the whole time in this tiny little A-frame cabin, just big enough for our bed, really.
Well, a pad, yeah.
Yeah, and so when we saw this property right along the stream, I thought, wow, little A-frames, along the shore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. We went, picking out all the different spots, and we're young and naive. We didn't realize, first of all, steep, how there was hardly a building site, and you could create a building site, but the road down was like so steep. And also what we didn't realize is that in October, the sun went away because it was a canyon, and it didn't come out again until May. And so it left, for all those months, it left the land very cold and wet and muddy.
And dark.
And dark. Everything you don't want. So it was actually when we were pregnant with our first child, and we admitted that we had made a big mistake. And we got out of that. And we settled into a rented home. But that dream was still there. Mm-hmm. But we had two children, and we started working and writing books. But the dream was always there. Unfortunately, we were able to, 20 years later, the dream finally came true, and that's where we're living right now. We have land, and we have a place where people can come, and we have all kinds of camping spots if people choose to camp. So I think the reason I'm telling you this is that sometimes a dream can take a long time, and there's nothing wrong with that. And also, it's not good to rush in like we did those two other times. But another story I want to tell you about is, and we're so happy with this dream. I mean, every day we're just so grateful that the dream came true.
People can come here and see your roses.
Yes, we do retreats here. Love to have people come. The second story is about my dad. My dad and my parents moved here from Buffalo, New York, when my dad was 82 years old. And my dad was an engineer and also a carpenter by hobby. And we had allowed a nice enough space for him to have a workshop. This was kind of the size of like a bedroom. But he was very thankful for it, but he yearned to have the workshop of his dreams. So when he was 87, he started building the workshop of his dreams. And he had worked before that, probably for a whole year, making plans. And he didn't make the frame of it. He hired someone else to do the frame, but he did everything else. And he worked and he worked and he worked. And then after a year,
I remember every time we would go next door, to have a meal or to visit, he would get out his plans and show us. So excited.
So excited about it. And so finally, after a year, and there was such joy working on it. It was the workshop of his dreams. And he had brought all of his tools from Buffalo, and they're heavy. So he shipped everything. He made beautiful shelves and cupboards, and everything was perfect.
A big central work table. Big.
Anyone who's a carpenter would appreciate how special it was. And my dad only had a year, and then he died of a heart attack when he was 89. And some people thought, what a shame. He put so much energy into building this, and he only had a year. But we don't feel that way, because the building of the dream brought so much joy to his heart. And I think that's important, that we follow through on these dreams and allow the building of them to really bring a lot of joy to our hearts.
I have to share just this one miracle that happened after he passed. Actually, his greatest hope was that I would use the workshop too, right? And also be with and teach, the grandchildren, how to work with tools. But I didn't get out there very often. But one time, it was, I don't know how long after he passed, with our older grandson, Sky, who was at the time probably very little.
Sorry, it was our son. It was Johnny.
Oh, it was our son. That's right. How could I forget? It was our son. And so he was still pretty young, but we went out to the workshop and we started making something with Grandpa's tools, right? And I'll never forget, all of a sudden, this little mechanical alarm clock that had not worked in many years. It was sitting on the shelf, hadn't been wound, it hadn't worked. While John Neri and I were using these tools, the alarm went off. And we first got scared and jumped and realized it's Grandpa being really happy that we're there using the tools.
I know. Yeah, that was his one regret, is that John Neri didn't have any interest in his workshop. And
yeah, that's right. I forget what it was that we made. But
you were making pulleys. It was a science experiment.
Pulleys. Mm-hmm. Of course. All right. So Yeah. Just take a moment first and just feel. We all have dreams. We all have big dreams. Some of them, and sometimes we don't feel worthy of our dreams. But please know that you're always worthy, and it's a beautiful thing to have a dream and to manifest a dream, no matter how long it takes. Okay, this song that I wrote is, it asks the question, when, okay? When can I manifest my dream? When can I feel divine love? When can I have a deeper spiritual growth? And it's not about the time, it's about that actually it is happening already. So. When can I drink God's nectar? When I thirst for God as much as for water? And when can I taste divine goodness? When I hunger more than for food? I feel divine love. I am divine love. I am that I am, that I am. I feel divine love. I am divine love. I am that I am, that I am. I am that I am, that I am. I am that I am, that I am. And when can I hear the angels singing? When I listen in the stillness of my soul? And when can I feel God's presence? When I feel the touch of all that there is? I feel divine love. I am divine love. I am that I am, that I am. I feel divine love. I am divine love. I am that I am, that I am. 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 So take a moment, close your eyes. And it's not about when, it's about I am that I am. I am already. I am now. All of it. I am the fulfillment of my dreams. I am worthy of having a dream. I am that I am, that I am. Powerful words. Say that to yourself. I am that I am, that I am. Take a deep breath and open your eyes and know your worthiness, okay? So important. Divine children of this wonderful universe.
That's beautiful, Perry. So look at your dreams, and maybe you've put some on the shelf and you haven't thought about them in a while. And look at them again. I don't mean a physical shelf. I mean, like you just don't even think about them. And look at them again. And perhaps you still want to do that. And so it just takes beginning. That's all it takes.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Lao Tzu.
All right. Thank you.